Yo, welcome to Spectator Sport. I'm Zach Roach along with my partner, Mr. Adi Wiley. We got a big show today. We doing an NFL review before the Super Bowl. We got my man J9 in the building to help us with that. We got my man T.I.M.E here to help with that. So let's just get right to it. So I'm gonna start with you, J9. It was a crazy year this year. A lot of surprises, a lot of trends happened, a lot of stuff happened that we didn't expect, and a lot of stuff didn't happen that we expected. So let's talk about disappointing teams. Which team in 2022 feel like it was the most disappointing team, J9?
Tampa Bay.
Ooh.
They're supposed to. I mean, they were in a mediocre division, a very bad division. They were supposed to win. They won. They were supposed to. Well, let's look at this season in hindsight.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be Tom Brady's swan song. He ends the playoffs getting blown out.
Yeah.
He ends the playoff. The Buccaneers had to fire the offensive coordinator, who was a coaching candidate just a couple years ago.
Right.
They fired a lot of their staff. Then just 2 years ago, won a Super Bowl. Now they're in disarray. They were in the bottom half of the NFL in total offense. One of the worst defenses. Just all around was a train wreck. So that has to be my most disappointing, because Tampa, any team that Tom Brady's on is supposed to play for championships, right?
Yep.
They were just playing to get beat by Dallas. And they lost to the Cowboys of all teams.
They got slayed by the Cowboys.
Exactly. That's heavy. And now what they have? Now they're in a total rebuild. Tom Brady's in retirement, trying to recoup that crypto money he lost.
You got the deal with Fox now. You see that that broadcasting deal.
And the GOAT is out the pasture with the bad taste of getting beat by Dak Prescott. The light-skinned Kirk Cousins.
He said the light-skinned Kirk Cousins.
Say that one more time.
The light-skinned Kirk Cousins.
Yes. That's quotable.
Hey,
Yes.
T.I., so same question to you. A lot of teams that we thought was going to be good but didn't turn out to be. What's the team for you that stood out the most?
The hometown team, man.
The Bears?
The Bears.
You expect them to win more than 3 games?
I did. Yes, I did, actually. I really did. I expected the fan base and the coaching staff, the organization as a whole, to realize what we had in Justin Fields. We didn't realize that until about 7-8 damn games. It was ridiculous. People were so up in the air about how good he is, how good he isn't, what he could be. Oh, well, he needs to be better than this, and he needs to be better than that. Adi has chronicled it the last 6 or 7 videos, and I've loved it every time. Ryan Poles has did an amazing job at building the worst roster in the NFL.
Yeah.
This man has said it. I'm co-signing it. I thought they would be a better team. We finally have a guy. That's why I'm picking the Bears. We finally have a guy, and we act like we didn't. That's all I'm saying. We acted like we did not have anybody. And then when he showed us, we were still skeptical. Oh, well, maybe it's this man. We gonna get Chase Claypool.
Second round pick. That was. I don't know. I'm nervous about that.
The verdict is out. I'm nervous about that one.
Oh my gosh. Montgomery got hurt. Everybody said Khalil Herbert. Khalil Herbert's the same type of back.
He's not a pass catcher like that.
He's just not. He's not a well-rounded back. He's a runner between the tackles, a little bit off tackle. But to me, it was the Bears. And maybe I'm a homer. I'll take that for this. I'm probably wrong for this. But to me, I'm not. The Bears were the most disappointing team. You have a guy. Act like you have a guy. Put weapons around a guy. I.e. Miami. I.e. Philly. I'm gone.
We'll see what's up. So, both teams were disappointing. I feel you about Tampa Bay, because I thought Tampa Bay would be much better. And
yeah, that was a good point.
I didn't know about the Bears. I thought the Bears was going to suck.
Next season we'll see.
I was really hopeful as hell.
Adi, talk to me. Who was disappointing to you? There was a lot of things that happened this year that was quite strange. What was the most disappointing team for you this year?
Well, it's a team with the third longest playoff win drought in the NFL, the Raiders.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, Las Vegas. They signed the former Arizona Cardinal edge rusher Chandler Jones to a 3-year, $52 million deal. Came to Las Vegas to have the worst season of his career. At the age 32 years old, only 4.5 sacks, The Raiders are the 3rd worst team in the NFL in sacks, 5th worst team in yards allowed. They thought the defense was going to be much better, but it sucked. Now, the thing is, Darren Waller and Hunter Renfrow, they did miss half the season.
Yeah.
But they still had Josh Jacobs, who's led the NFL in rushing yards.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
They still had the man that they traded a 1st and 2nd round pick to Green Bay for, Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
Signed to a $141 million deal, 5 years on the squad, all
Ooh,
pro.
boy.
Okay. And so now the Raiders got off to a horrendous start, 2-7, but they won 4 out of the next 5 games. Before a critical game against Pittsburgh. They was back in the playoff hunt.
Yep.
The Raiders was down 13-10 with 36 seconds to go. All 3 times out, all 3 timeouts remaining. Deep pass by Derek Carr to Hunter Renfrow over the middle, deep post. He's wide open, but Derek Carr overthrows him. Interception by Cameron Sutton by the Steelers in game over. That was the 3rd interception by Derek Carr that game. His last pass as a Raider. Okay, he was benched for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
So now let the bidding war for Aaron Rodgers begin. You already saw Devontae Adams talking some Aaron Rodgers supposed to be moving to
Run it back.
Las Vegas or something. So,
Run it back.
but they're gonna be competing with the Jets. The Jets want Aaron Rodgers too. So we'll see. I think that's the only guy that can save the Raiders next season is Aaron Rodgers. I don't think Jimmy G could. I don't think Baker Mayfield could.
I agree.
The Raiders do have the number 7 overall pick.
I agree.
The Jets got the number 13 pick. I think the Raiders is more appealing for Green Bay to make a trade with.
Yeah, absolutely. The Raiders, that was because they got a lot of talent, but we got to look at the coach, Josh McDaniels. You can remember, he coached the Broncos, and it was a similar situation. He got color out of there. Go ahead.
And one thing you talk about Chandler Jones, he's probably getting high on cocaine with his brother Josh.
I actually thought about that.
I didn't know. We didn't
You
know.
think that's what happened, huh?
Now Jones is on vacation right now. This is Dana White's chief. You know,
I'm just gonna throw a couple teams out here. Let me know how y'all feel about them. Just a couple more. The Broncos, of course, with the Russell Wilson trade, giving up all those picks, and for them to only win 5 games.
Not a good team.
I'm glad you said Broncos. That's really the most disappointing.
Yeah.
Not a good team.
They traded the 2022 1st, 2nd, and 5th round draft pick, a 2023 1st and 2nd round pick. They traded Drew Lock, Noah Fant, and Shelby Harris for
Oh my
Russell
God.
Wilson. Okay.
Oh,
They
wait.
gave up all that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I had to interject.
you let Russell.
That all happened?
All of that.
Yeah,
All of that.
Yeah.
1st and 2nd and 5th round pick of 2022, 2023 1st and 2nd round pick. Shelby Harris, Noah Fant, and Drew Lock. They traded all of that for Russell Wilson just to be the 5th worst team in the NFL.
And guess what? They don't have a 1st round pick this year.
It goes to
It goes to Seattle.
Oh my God.
Yes, they don't have a. So that team is very disappointing. Now they hired Sean Payton. We'll see how that goes. They did hire Sean Payton, but here's another team. What about the Packers?
Oh yeah, Green Bay, absolutely. Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
I thought they was going to compete for the division. Jair Alexander on the defense, Preston Smith, you got Kenny Clark, but the defense was actually very disappointing. 5th worst team in sacks. 5th worst team in rushing yards allowed per carry, and so Aaron Rodgers had the worst season of his career.
What was Aaron Rodgers all in? I mean,
that's where I'm going.
To succeed when it doesn't seem like your quarterback's all in.
Because they had rookie wide receivers, and I don't know how true it is. Word was that he didn't work with them really none in the offseason.
Oh no, it's clear.
Yeah.
It's been proven that is the case.
Yeah.
He did not work with them.
Because Watson turned out to be pretty good as a season.
Yeah, he did.
As a season
more
went on.
reps.
Yeah.
Like the more reps. But those reps could have got in the off season.
Yeah.
Like
And Rodgers making a lot of money. He just was like, hey, so what about the Rams?
Yeah, Rams. Cooper Kupp being hurt, missing half the season.
OBJ, he wasn't back this year. Then Stafford got hurt.
Did he go back?
No, he didn't go back. But I'm saying, he got hurt in the Super Bowl. They, remember in the Super Bowl they had Cooper Kupp.
He was about to be the MVP.
Yeah.
If he did not get hurt, OBJ was going to be the MVP.
Yeah, no doubt.
Tion, talk to me about. So we just talked about disappointing teams. So let's talk about a team that, damn, they shocked me this year. What team is that for you?
It was one team in particular, man, that I was just like, they're about to be in the playoffs? The Giants.
Yeah.
Brian Daboll. A healthy Saquon Barkley is everything they needed. Everything they wanted
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still not sold on Daniel Jones. Let me be clear. He still has potential, and he still makes certain plays that kind of wows you. Like you be like, oh.
He had a hell of a playoff game against Minnesota.
In his athletic ability, being able to run the ball, and then I see that Dayball is starting to implement more of the read option and giving him the option to actually read the end and take off if he want to, which is good. That's not gonna last too long. This is a quarterback, and this is an NFL. You get broke down in 2 games, let alone 2 seasons. So, but the Giants, I have to give them credit. I gotta give them credit. Like, besides Saquon, I don't know who else was on the team.
Well, yeah, you know what? They get the 2019 first round pick, Dexter Lawrence, defensive lineman.
They defensive line is really good.
He made the Pro Bowl.
He always got a front four.
So that was very impressive by him. But
The front four is stupid.
Giants when he was supposed to make the playoffs.
Yeah,
They won a playoff game on the road.
Yeah, I'd be lying if I said I thought the Giants was going to be good. I did not think they was going to be that good.
Let alone win a playoff game. Like I didn't say, they won a playoff game on the road.
They didn't get their ass kicked.
So going forward, what did the Giants? You think about the quarter? I think Daniel Jones is coming up on free agency, or his contract is coming up. Do you stick with? Do you give Daniel Jones a quarterback? A contract, or do you go try to find somebody else?
I'm not saying that you should give up on him right now. I'm in the mindset of weapons. Right now, since he lost OBJ, he has not had an outside threat like that. Sterling Shepard was good when OBJ was there.
Yeah.
Sterling Shepard's a decent receiver.
Then they signed Kenny Galladay. They thought he was going to be that big time. He was a
Decent receiver.
Yeah.
Again, decent receiver. Get a stud. We'll talk about this later. Get a stud on the outside. Give the quarterback a true number 1 option.
Yeah.
And then see what he's worth. If you can't work with this, okay, now we know. But you can't give him a half-bare cupboard and be like, oh, we don't know, we have no clue.
Right.
Well, he's not doing this or he's not doing that. No, like, and we'll talk about that.
And Kadarius Toney didn't work out for the Giants' first round pick.
He did not. I forgot about
Yeah, and he went to the Chiefs, and you know, he's in the Super Bowl now.
Yeah, he was.
Oh my gosh.
So
Sisters make everything.
So talking about Daniel Jones, what does this say right here?
Put the money in the bag. Get on the ground.
Yeah, he's about. I said that to say he's about to rob the Giants. He's about to rob the Giants. I hope they don't do that. That's gonna hold up. That's gonna hold up the franchise. I would not overpay for him.
Yeah.
I would pay him because you got to bring him back. He's a better quarterback. But I would not overpay for him.
True. I agree 100%.
So Jay Knight, talk to me. What team surprised you the most this year?
The Seahawks.
Go. Geno Smith.
Yeah, because the Seahawks
really
were a team that's supposed to be in a rebuild, right? Mm-hmm. The Seahawks, they got rid of Russ. He went to another kitchen. Mm-hmm. They've got rid of a lot of talent throughout the years. So this was supposed to be a rebound year for them. Pete Carroll's supposed to be on the way out. He wasn't supposed to be the same coach.
Yeah.
So he was supposed to be in trouble with Seattle. Then all of a sudden, Drew Lock was supposed to be your quarterback, and now all of a sudden, it's Geno Smith, the man who got his jaw broke over $20 or $200, whatever it was, when he was supposed to start for the Jets.
Yeah, you got stuff on.
And so now you're in disarray because quarterback's the most important position, and you got to see how Geno Smith got to, he developed. Yeah. Now you have a squad with young weapons. You got DJ Metcalf. You got Kenneth Walker, who was a big surprise at running back. And you have Lockett, but you have Noah Fant, who was a first-round pick. Ooh. Now you have those draft picks that you got from the Broncos on top of your own. Ooh. And now they're in a space rebuild where they can even go get a quarterback of the future if they want, if they don't want to roll Geno. So that's my surprise team that was supposed to be a 4-5 or 4-13 team, or just a bad team. And all of a sudden they end up in the playoffs.
It seemed like Pete Carroll is really good at developing young players. It seemed like young players.
Ain't no seem like.
He developed.
We just have to call it what it is.
Yeah, he's great at developing.
We got to call it what it is. Yeah. He helped Russell Wilson's development.
Yep.
Without Pete Carroll, Russell Wilson would not be having the contract that he has.
Yeah, Pete Carroll.
He gave Remember, they lost that Super Bowl because Pete Carroll wanted to prove Russell Wilson was the leader and the champion of the team. They lost that Super Bowl because of that.
At the 1 yard line. Adi, go ahead.
You know, I would say about Seattle, you know, I like their rookie cornerback, Tariq Woolen. He was a 5th round pick from Texas San Antonio. Tied for the league in interceptions with 6 interceptions. Their running back from Michigan State, Kenny Walker. Who, number 9 in the NFL in rushing yards. Number 9
Trace.
Okay, and I think, you know, with that number 5 overall pick, I don't think they're going to be picking this high in the draft anytime soon, so they need to take advantage of the opportunity and get one of those big 3 quarterbacks, get the quarterback of the future, and resign Geno Smith. That's what I think
they might. That might be the team that's going to make the trade up to try to trade up to get one of those 3 highlighted quarterbacks.
Yes, that's what
interesting.
Or they trade back and get someone like Peter Skronsky out of Northwestern and build up that line and get more draft equity. What they've done a great job of is, you know, using those later draft picks, those later late round draft picks, really build up their team.
That's fair.
That's a good point.
Adi, who surprised you this year?
Okay.
Who surprised you?
You know, I'll be short because I agree with Jay Knight. It's Seattle to me. I mean, they're supposed to tank and make the playoffs, but you know what? The team that came back from 21-0 in the playoffs, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah.
I mean, they was getting demolished.
It was 27 nothing.
27, yeah.
27.
Yeah, right. 27-0. And they came back all the way back to win that game in the playoffs against the Chargers. And they played the Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City pretty tough. That's a really good team right there. You know, Sunshine, you know, saying T-Law, that guy. The Jaguars, they're taking over that division, the AFC South with the Colts falling off. They're rebuilding. Tennessee, I think they should rebuild too.
They need to start go get another quarterback.
Yeah, Tennessee. I don't know what they're gonna do. I mean, and then you got the other team, Houston Texans. So that's the Jaguars division to win for the next foreseeable future. So the Jaguars.
I agree.
I like that. I'm gonna tell you a team. They didn't make the playoffs, but a team that next year that I'm looking at, or that's good. The Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions, 9-8 last year. Dan Campbell came in there, changed the whole culture of the team. That team can score with anybody. They can score. Now, they got a lot of work they still got to do on defense. But that team right now can go and score and put up 30 points on anybody. Pretty much.
Any defense.
And that team has a lot of talent. And now they have a high draft pick anyway.
Number 6.
Number 6 pick to get even better. So we talked about the Bears earlier. Even if the Bears get better, that is Detroit Lions is going to be a team they going to have to deal with.
They got to deal with 4 or 5 years.
So I like Detroit Lions. Jared Goff was written off by everybody. They pretty much said that was the reason why the Rams couldn't win the Super Bowl. Jared Goff is Detroit is playing pretty good at quarterback.
Dan Campbell put him in the opportune situation.
I can't call him golf anymore.
Right.
So I got to get a shout out. I got to get a shout out to the Lions.
And the one thing about Detroit to watch for is, I mean, they really hit on their young offensive weapons.
Yep.
Jameson Williams, he's nice, explosive, and you already have a number 1 in St. Brown. So you got a great run game. Offensive line is good, and they build great on the defensive line. So they're built to last. It's going to be interesting what Aaron Glenn does with that defense now that he did not get a second interview.
That's a shame.
It is.
That's a whole nother show.
That's the Cardinals' loss.
That's a whole nother show.
But they're a team that could build in the future, and Detroit might finally have a winner.
Yeah, I think Detroit got a really nice squad. Anybody else we missed?
I think the other surprise, honestly, was the Steelers. And Mike Tomlin did it again.
Yeah,
he's never had a losing season.
He does it.
He finished 9-8. And he did it with the rookie quarterback. Mr. Trubisky was supposed to, come in and be that gap, that bridge quarterback. He came in, didn't have the most talent.
He was a gap.
TJ Watt was
hurt. He was hurt most of the season.
Yep. I mean, banged up team, and inefficient on offense. It would be interesting what they do in the offseason with offensive coordinator Matt Canada. But they were just, they just found a way to win, and that speaks to who Tomlin is.
He is.
Almost made the playoffs.
Yeah, Tomlin is a great coach.
Yeah.
We talked about disappointing and surprising teams. So next season is very interesting. So a lot of intriguing storylines out there for next year.
Yes.
T.I.M.E, you brought up Justin Fields. You brought up Seattle. Sean Payton is now coaching the Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
The Raiders let Carr go. So it's a lot of interesting things going on this offseason. So I'm gonna start with you on this one, Adi. What team will you be focusing on that's not the Bears going into the next season?
Yeah, well, the Arizona Cardinals.
Ooh,
yeah, the Cardinals.
Yeah, okay, I like that.
You know, in mid-December, Kyler Murray, he tried to scramble against the New England Patriots. He tried to juke them and everything, and he fell awkwardly and tore his left ACL. Okay, that was a knockout blow to the Arizona Cardinals' disastrous season.
Definitely.
All right.
Kyler Murray took so much heat. Now I'm finding no one likes him. Is that true?
Yeah,
He's hated.
he's been a lot of enemies here. You know?
Yeah, so-
He's hated.
Fired the coach, Cliff Kingsbury. So, but in there, he could miss a few games in 2023 as he recovers from this injury. And so, Colt McCoy, he should be able to hold it down for a few games. He's had a very high completion percentage of 71% in the last 2 seasons, all right? Now, I can't get too mad at Kyler Murray for this awful Arizona season because guys like DeAndre Hopkins,
Suspended.
Hollywood Brown,
Oh, boy.
Zach Ertz,
Oh, boy.
Rondale Moore.
Oh, boy.
All those guys combined to miss 29 games, okay?
Jesus.
And this is why they traded a 6th and 7th round pick to Carolina for Robbie Anderson. So the Arizona Cardinals should have plenty of weapons next season. That's if they don't trade their 3-time All-Pro wide receiver, DeAndre Hopkins. He has 2 years left, $34 million left on his deal. Okay, he'll be 31 years old next season, okay?
Ooh, that's a tough decision right there.
Yeah, that's a tough one. But the problem is the defense. Okay, the only team in the NFL to allow more points was the Chicago Bears than Arizona Cardinals on the defense. All right, so the Cardinals defense was horrible. The defensive line is a mess. J.J. Watt was by far the best defensive lineman.
He retired.
And he retired.
Yeah.
But the good thing is they got the number 3 overall pick. Everybody expects the Bears to move out. The number 1 pick, another team come up there. Maybe the Colts take a quarterback. The Houston Texans take a quarterback. Arizona, Jalen Carter, the big defensive lineman from Georgia, or the quick edge rusher from Alabama, Will Anderson, should be there at number 3 for the Cardinals to finally fix that D-line. I believe that's the biggest problem they have.
Arizona, they could have been in the surprise and disappointing teams also in the last segment too.
True.
That's a team that could have been because you got Kyler Murray, and for all the other reasons, that team was disappointing. I still feel like they got a lot more talent, but you let it out. All the injuries, all the injury stuff definitely hurt them. Jay Knight, what's the team that you was looking at? What team you looking at next year besides the Bears? You like, I want to see what they gonna do.
Denver.
Yeah.
So they don't have a lot of draft equity, but so we got to see what they do in free agency. People don't realize that Denver has one of the franchise teams that has a very high brand on the West and the West Coast. So people love to see what the Broncos love to be Broncos fans and see what the Broncos are going to do. You got to see what Peyton's going to do. You know, Sean Payton's coming in. They Andy up got Sean Payton, so now can he be the quarterback whisperer? He has another short quarterback, and he has some talent and weapons. Some former first-round picks out there. They got Sutton out there as their number 1 receiver. So he has some talent in the backfield. So now what remains to be seen is can he help develop that talent and see what they can do with Russ. So one of the issues with Russ is Russ going to get diva. Sean Payton said Russ's quarterback coach is not going to be in the facility. We're going to see if Russ still has an office at the facility, his own parking spot, and if Russ is going to be part of the team. Now I see a kind of a correlation between what would happen with Russ and the personality conflicts and what happened with Drew Brees when he had some issues during the Black Lives Matter. Some things he said that offended his teammates. To see if he can help build that relationship back with Russell Wilson and make Russell just a regular guy, comes in and works. They have defense. They have defensive talent. They have one of the with Patrick Surtain II. They have one of the best young corners in the league. Yep. They have talent on defense. They just need a pass rusher. They got rid of Bradley Chubb in the offseason as well. Yeah. But I'm very interested to see what happens. I was going to be a homer and say the Browns and see what happens with Massage Watson and that squad, but I got to pick Denver.
Hey, listen, the Broncos, it was a crazy stat about them. If they would have just averaged 18, 19 points a game.
They lost 7 one-score games.
Wow.
Are you serious?
If they would have averaged 20, if the Broncos was able to put up 20 points a game, just 20, They would be a playoff team. They would have won majority of the games they lost.
Yep. Holy cow.
I think they're going to go crazy on offensive linemen because they led the league in getting sacks. Russell Wilson gets sacked a lot, so I think they're going free agency.
Well, they got Russ, yeah.
Get a couple of...
I think for Russ this year, like you brought it up, they need to bring Russ back to reality. They need to focus more on the running game. Running the football.
Legit.
Don't depend 100% dependency.
They got a guy
from North Carolina, right?
Yeah, they got a guy. Blues me out.
Yeah,
so
that's true. Yeah,
their running game will be strong this year.
Gordon was fumbling.
Let's see if we get. Let's see if he's a guy.
Gordon is gone.
He's gone.
Let's see if he's a guy.
Yeah. But I think for Denver, they definitely need to be more focused on the run game next year. T.I.M.E,
good point.
Talk to me about a team besides the Bears that you're looking at next year. Like, I wonder what they gonna do. I wonder.
Cleveland, man.
Okay.
What you have? I'm just gonna bring up one player and rant. You have a full season with Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson.
You have a full season. The last time we saw this dude, we argued if he was the league MVP. Like, that's legit. You have a full season with this guy. If you cannot put the requisite weapons around him,
he got some pretty good weapons. He got some weapons now.
I did not say he did.
Okay.
I'm just speaking.
He might need more receiver, but
maybe. He needs a piece or two, but with that,
you talk piece on the field or off the field.
Come on, both. He needed a slide. Just one. You know what I'm saying? And he needs to be comfortable with what that is and be like, okay, this me, I ain't gotta, you know what I'm saying, do too much. And that's a personal preference. But I do think he needs a receiver. The running game's there.
Nick Chubb is a beast.
God.
Nick Chubb.
You can make an argument after Derrick Henry, who's better. Seriously.
Yeah. No, definitely.
If you want to say Derrick Henry, okay, cool. If you want to just talk about like the per season, what he gives you, yards per carry, yards, touchdowns, okay. He gets 7 million carries a fucking season. Excuse my language.
David Njoku, Cooper. I mean, they got some weapons. They got O-line.
But can you cater an offense? Can you cater an offense? And we're talking about, I think, is an elite quarterback. I think he's still elite. I do.
Well, he had one good game when he came back.
Yeah, but I expected him to struggle.
Yeah, he was rusty as hell.
Horrible. Completely horrible.
Yeah.
But can you cater this offense to what you know he can do? Because we talk about improv. Oh, this dude's the best dude on the stage.
And then keep in mind, that division is going to be the best in the NFL.
That division is loaded.
It's ugly. It's ugly.
Yeah.
He can get in them waters and muck it up for every other team in the division.
Ravens.
He can. Deshaun Watson can literally get in there and make things horrible for everybody in the division.
He can. He's definitely more.
Can you be dedicated to what he can do? Because it's not about just having a quarterback. It's about having a system, it's about having a coach, play caller. It's so many things that goes into it. We spoke about Russell Wilson earlier. Russell Wilson's entry into Denver wasn't seamless.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. I agree.
It wasn't.
They just thought, okay, we have Russell Wilson. We're good. No, fam.
gotta build. No,
you gotta build.
Yeah.
Yep.
With Deshaun Watson, I honestly feel like from the last full season that we saw, if you can tap his mind, tap his psyche, and say, hey, what do you like? What don't you? We'll let you do this. We'll let you do whatever. Just give us what you like. Bro. With that defense, with the defense the Cleveland Browns have right now, We talking about
That team
Ward
is
and
loaded.
corner.
They got talent. That
We
team
talking
got-
about the linebackers. We talking about the D. Do I have to even name people on the D line?
No.
We know Myles Garrett's there.
Yeah.
We know this is one of the most feared pass rushers in the league.
Just-
Dude's like
I
6'5",
know, in the flag
290.
football game, right?
Like, come on. With the defense that they have, they can stop third downs. Third and short. They can do that. Like, they can stop 2nd and 7. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can do these things. If Deshaun Watson, if the offense is built around him, because that's what I think. I think the offense needs to be built around him.
Well, it should be. All them, they paid a lot of money. They paid a ransom. It should be built.
But when you have a top-notch running back like that, it's hard to say.
And they gave up first round pick and everything.
It's hard to say that when you have a Nick Chubb. When you have a Nick Chubb, most coaches will say 25 carries. And not saying he shouldn't get it, but Deshaun Watson should be sprinkled all through there. That's all I'm saying. He's that good. I feel like he's that good, and I feel like he's the reason why they could go far. Period.
That division is strong. And you talk about the quarterback playing
It's
that division.
stupid.
You got Lamar Jackson.
It's stupid.
Burrows.
Burrow.
Oh, God.
And then Kenny Pickett is he's probably getting better with the
Progressing
stimulus.
ain't no problem.
Yeah, so that
Ain't no
division
problem.
is a monster division. And before it happened with Deshaun Watson, I mean, didn't he lead the league in like yards passed and touchdown passes? I mean, the Texans sucked that year, but he was fantastic.
He
That's
was,
a
in,
DeAndre Hopkins.
he was in
Yeah.
MVP voting because they were so terrible,
Yeah.
and he was so good.
Yeah.
The whole league was like, hold on, like, okay, he got D-Hop. How's he doing this?
Yeah. It's this Deshaun Watson, that is
He can replicate it.
that division, that is a very interesting
What's
team
up?
right there.
He
That
can
team,
take over that if he wants. If they want him to, he can. If they want him to, he can take over that division this year.
he could. They got the talent around him. They definitely do.
I'm a D-Watt fan.
Yeah. Here's another team. I'm just throw a team out there. I'm looking at. I'm curious about the 49ers. The 49ers, now we know, are loaded at every position.
Every position.
Good question.
Every
Good
position.
question.
But my thing is,
Jesus.
who is going to be playing quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers next season? Kyle Shanahan has pretty much came out as, first of all, Kyle Shanahan is a hell of a play call. He's a great coach.
Yeah,
But
he a dog.
but he's already pretty much came out and said Jimmy G is going to be gone.
Right.
Purdy came in and went 7, was undefeated. Because once Trey Lance went down, then Jimmy went down, people was like, oh, Purdy? Who is Purdy? Mr. Irrelevant.
Right.
Yeah.
Mr. Irrelevant, but they went 7-0 with him. And he was solid. He showed that he could run that system with all that talent.
And he got hurt against the Eagles.
You said something. He can run that.
System, yeah, definitely.
System.
Now we don't know that. We don't know if he's just a system quarterback or not.
We don't.
But now going into next season, is Purdy gonna be the starter?
I think.
Is he gonna be the starter? Is San Francisco gonna look for another quarterback?
But they got Trey Lance.
They got Trey
traded up.
Lance.
They traded up for him.
They gave up too much to get Trey Lance.
Yeah.
Well, if they were smart, they would have drafted Justin Fields.
Thank goodness they didn't draft Justin. Because if they drafted Justin Fields, oh my God.
I almost just cried a little bit when you said that.
They traded like 3 first round picks for Trey Lance to
Thank
move up.
God
Yeah.
they didn't get Justin Fields.
So the 49ers, they so good. The 49ers are probably the most talented team you can argue. You want to say the Eagles,
Philly.
or
Philly,
but they right there. It's like right there.
I'm gonna let you answer your question about the quarterbacks right here. When the Giants won the Super Bowl, Hostetler, who started the next year at quarterback?
Phil Simms.
Phil Simms.
No, it was Hostetler. When Hostetler came in, remember, because Phil Simms
Phil Simms was
pissed.
hurt. No, Phil
He was
Simms was
pissed.
hurt. That's why Hostetler
No,
came in.
but the next season they named Hostetler the starting quarterback. So you think there's gonna be Purdy? Is that what you saying?
I think you run with the hot hand.
Yeah, I agree.
Hostetler ended
I know.
up in Oakland for a reason though, but you gotta see. They put a lot of equity in the NFL. One thing I will say though, if they spend money, put equity into a player, they're gonna get that player the opportunity.
Yeah, and so I'd say they start Brock Purdy, and then if he fizzles, Trey Lance, the number 3 overall pick.
Is he gonna be healthy enough when he comes to the season?
He got hurt the game 2, so he should be straight. He should be healthy.
We talking about a year. We talking about at least week 6 or 7.
Yeah.
He should be decent.
Yeah.
Because that's maybe the reason why 49ers have been so good, but they haven't won a Super Bowl these last couple years. They've been right there is maybe because they didn't have the guy.
Brock Purdy got hurt against Philly.
Yeah.
Okay, that game would have been much more
better,
closer
competitive. Yeah,
if he didn't get hurt in the first quarter.
So when do we talk about the psyche? Because we do it every time. So Trey Lance gets hurt, and you're not supposed to lose your job to injury. I know. We saw Tom Brady and Drew Bledsoe.
Trey Lance lost to the Bears, okay? So.
Hey, the Bears is one of the teams that beat the 49ers. That's crazy. That's crazy in itself right there.
Because we're fantastic. But what I'm saying is, so
that's tough.
is Trey Lance's psyche good enough to handle not being the starter? You are already telling him, I'm talking about the beginning of this last year. Jimmy G's gone. It's your team. You get hurt. And now you're telling him
we don't know.
It's almost your team.
It's not about his feelings, it's about winning games.
Yeah, but I know that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is, so
Tennessee wants him.
Does Trey Lance become a better player because of it?
Tennessee wants him. I mean, at the end of the day, he's played 3 games in the last 3 years, 4 years.
Yeah, that's
high school and pro.
But we talking about potential. Potential right now leads the NFL more than actual stats and what you see on the field. If you potentially could be great,
you're gonna get a shot.
You're Peyton Manning.